Welcome to Japji Sahib, Pauri 14. This is a very interesting Pauri. In this Pauri, we learn something very essential, especially for somebody who is walking the spiritual path, a practitioner, a meditator, a jnani, who is walking this path meets some obstacles. Many times he thinks the obstacles are created by external people, situations, and things. But in reality, these obstacles are created by his own mind. Till the time one is lost in the external world and the world of thought, there is going to be some or the other obstacle that will come up on the path. When one gets established in awareness, in the silence within, and acts out of that space, speaks out of that space, lives out of that space, then the obstacles drop away. So before we go into this body, take a moment to think about all the obstacles that you face on your spiritual path. Not necessarily just obstacles in meditation, but obstacles that you experience and you blame in life on people, situations, and things that you think are blocking your spiritual path. Body 14. मन ने मार्ग थाक न पाए, मन ने पत सियो पर गट जाए, मन ने मग न चले पंथ, मन ने धर्म सीटी संबंध, ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए, जेको मन जाने मन कोई. By Manan, your path shall never be blocked. What does this mean? When you are always established in awareness, in Manan, in the state of no mind, obstacles do not block your path. I'm not saying that they will not come. They arise, but because you do not give importance to this level 2 of mind, you are established in level 3, this obstacle plays for a while and drops away. It cannot really become an obstacle on your path. For example, if you are in a dark room and you are trying to maneuver your way towards the other end, you will trip on the stool, you will hit your head against the wall, you will trip over some shoes lying, you will have some or the other obstacles in a dark room. A practitioner who is not very clear-minded thinks that he has to remove one by one these obstacles. You can remove shoes, you can remove the table, how are you going to remove the wall? And in the dark, trying to remove these obstacles one by one will only bring more obstacles and more problems your way. What is the intelligent thing to do? Turn on the lights. right? Mullah Nasruddin was looking for his keys. He was in the garden, looking here, looking there, under the bushes, under the trees, on the path, outside the gate, inside the garden gate. So the neighbor stops by and says, Mullah, what are you looking for? So Mullah says, I lost my keys. So the neighbor says, okay, I will help you. And they both start looking. Then the neighbor, after 5, 7 minutes of looking, asks him, do you remember where did you last see them? He said, oh, in the house. So he said, then why are you looking outside? Why aren't you looking inside? He answers, it is dark inside. That is why I am looking out. We do the same thing, no? We are not looking in the correct place. Or even if we are in the correct place, we are not looking in the manner in which we should look. Trying to remove every single obstacle is not the sensible way. The sensible and the wise way is to turn on the light. This turning on the light requires a little bit of effort, requires a little bit of dispassion towards people, situations, and things, and the thoughts about them, the cravings about them, the aversions about them, and the emotional drama around these thoughts. You see what I'm saying? When you become dispassionate and you get established in the awareness of awareness, the lights turn on. You wake up. That is the only way to really find that path devoid of any obstacles. So dive into Manan, into that Shunyata, into the silence of who you are truly. Drop this false identification with people, situations, things, even this body, the relationships of this body. All these are just those obstacles in the dark. Start looking for who you really are deep within. Dive within. मन नए पथ सियो पर घट जाए. By Manan, one will depart from this world with honor and fame. How will you depart in honor? And who departs with honor? A lot of people attending your funeral is not honor. You receiving certain accolades and awards and great recognition on your departure day or after your departure is not honor. Honor is when you found your own self in that little life that you lived and you went from the world knowing who you are. Then you have truly earned your honor. But if you don't find your own true self, if you don't find the true happiness that you are, if you don't get established in the awareness of awareness, then what honor can any trophy or accolade or $1,000,000 or name, fame in the world? It's all pointless. Manan can help you with that. Find that honor within by finding your own true self. Dive into that silence deep within. I am not the body. I am not the mind. There is something beyond. That permanent base on which this body and mind arise and then fall away again. Let me recognize that permanent base, that silence within, that shunyata. And let the layers peel one by one to take you deeper and deeper into shunyata. The beautiful taste of yourself is indescribable. It is beyond words. Dive in and taste your own self. In fact, in Hindi, Manan is called Gungi ka Gud. Gud means jaggery. It is the jaggery of the one who cannot speak about it, simply because it is indescribable. It is so delicious that it is called jaggery. Dive in. Have the courage to let go of the certainty of this world and just be in that shunyata, that silence within. Start meditating only on shunyata, only on silence for an hour at least every day. And you will reach that stage where in the silence a self awakening happens and you meet your own self. When you depart from this world knowing your own self, that is true honor. That is self honor. Honor yourself. Manne mag na challe pant means once you get established in that awareness, in that state of no mind, in that shunyata, in that silence within, all religious rituals, all rites, all traditions, all customs lose their importance. It's very natural, no? When you don't know how to swim, you wear that life jacket and you take that tube and you are learning how to swim. Rites, rituals, traditions, customs, uh, a scripture, another teacher, all these are nothing but tools to keep you afloat. But once you become an expert at swimming, do you need the tube anymore? Do you need the life jacket anymore? No, now these will just be an obstacle. They will not let you scuba dive. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So there will come a point where these will drop off. You will say, I don't need this now. Now I am comfortable diving deep into the water and I can hold my breath and I can experience the beauty in the depth within. Do you see it? So the rites, rituals, traditions, scriptures, teachers, Everything gets left behind automatically when you progress on the path, on the correct path of silence. Yeah? So, by Manan, one drops all these, or these religious rites and rituals get dropped. Manne dharam seti sanbandh. By Manan, only one gets firmly established in Dharma. What is Dharma? We just said in the previous sentence that the religious rites and rituals get dropped off. So, religion is not Dharma. Nanak was very clear. The purity of your heart and its reflection in external samsara is Dharma. Nanak was very clear that only when you go within, establish yourself in that silence within, when you become aware of awareness, when you have emptied the room completely of all thoughts, all emotions, all jing bang, and you're just empty, quiet, still, that is being in your dharma. That is following your dharma. There you are 100% pure. There you are absolutely silent. When you act and live and speak from that level of silence, then you don't make mistakes because you don't give any importance to cravings and aversions. Remember, the moment cravings and aversions come up, this dharmic person does not jump into that pool of craving or aversion. He is just a witness to this. He watches the dance of the craving or the aversion. He knows that it is a temporary dance and it certainly drops away. He is a witness. Such a person is dharmic. Previously, I have told you several stories of Guru Nanak Dev where he challenged the empty rites and rituals. I'll tell you one more story today. The story of Pitra Paksh. This is a day when people um, offer water to the ancestors. So they go to the well in the morning at the time of the sunrise and they fill buckets of water from the well and throw in the direction of the sun and pray to the ancestors and thank them and feel that their offering of water to the thirsty ancestors will bring blessings. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji went to the well. He filled the bucket with water and started throwing the water in the opposite direction, in the west. So the people who were around started saying, "What are you doing? You're supposed to throw the water in the direction of the east." So Guru Nanak Dev says, "But my farms are in the west. I'm throwing the water in the direction of my farm, so at least my crops get irrigated." So they all started laughing and they said, "You are so funny." So he says, "Why? Why is this funny?" So they say, "How far is your farm?" He says, "About 200 kilometers from here." So he says, "So you think that this water from the bucket is going to reach 200 kilometers?" So Nanak says, "How far are your ancestors from here?" And they all went silent. He always wanted people to think for themselves, to recognize the truth for themselves. He wanted them to wake up from that self hypnotism. The more we get lost in the state of mind or man, we create more concepts, ideas, more stories, and we get trapped in our own stories. Like a spider spins a web and then he himself gets trapped in his own web because of his own greed to catch one or the other insect. He cannot leave it. Do you see that? You have spun your own web and you are trapped in it. Rites, rituals, concepts, ideas, perceptions, beliefs. We are holding on to all this. The more we hold on to it, the more we confuse ourselves, the more we get sucked into insanity, sucked into self hypnotism. This is Maya. Nanak, with his sweet little ways, used to help people wake up, wake up from that self hypnotism. This does not make any sense. So, you look in your life. Are you following any rite or ritual blindly, thinking this will bring a blessing in my life, or this will bring some name or fame or money or whatever? Check, check, check. Are you blindly following rites and rituals and then labeling yourself as a dharmic or a spiritual person? Wake up. Dharma has got nothing to do with rites and rituals. A truly dharmic person is the person who is established in that awareness of awareness. Only when you are established in the awareness of awareness does wisdom arise. Only that wisdom that arises from within is called jnana. All external wisdom is just borrowed knowledge, including this talk, because it is borrowed knowledge from Ekta. Do you have any Swabhava Jnana that has emerged on this path so far? That which is not borrowed, or that even if it was borrowed, finally became your realization. If it did, pat yourself on the back from my side. Great job. Continue walking. Dive into silence. Recognize the beauty of this body. He again and again reminds us at the end. Aisa naam niranjan hoye, jeko man jane man koe. Being established in that state of no mind or manan is immaculate. It doesn't matter what took you there, which word took you there. Being in that state of awareness, just pure awareness, not awareness of an external object, but just awareness of awareness. That is the way to the truth. There is no other way. Jeko man jane, man koe. The one who reaches the stage, he is the one who truly knows. So keep chugging, keep moving. I am right by your side. जेको मन जाने मन कोय.